So my initial thoughts on the campaign, firstly, yes, was amazing, of course. It's female, it's strength, it's empowerment. Without having the full context of the campaign, in typical me style, I was actually quite reserved in my judgment, in standing back and going, okay, I need to know context, I need to know scope. I'm very much, I choose who I want to be and I choose how I want to reflect myself and how I want to come across. I wanted to know that there was an awful lot of respect and an awful lot of class in this for a couple of reasons. One, myself, and two, because of the work I was doing. I was a senior director of a business, and therefore everything I've done on social media not only is about my self-worth and my worth, but is having absolute respect for my place of business. So I was very conscious as to what was going to be portrayed, how I would be portrayed, and any particular photographs and that kind of thing that would come out. When I read the brief and scope, it quite frankly hit me like a ton of bricks and went, yeah, this is me. It's the message I want to get across. It is nothing but strength and empowerment. There is a thing that I live by, that you have constants in your life. You have people that are constants in your life. My constants are my family and my parents, 100%. My mother and father, they're my constants in my life. Yet actually, ultimately, the only constant that's in your life is yourself, and that's me. So I answer to me, I'm accountable to me, and I'm not saying this in an arrogant way. I'm saying this as actually, I truly believe this. So, the message that I wanted to be able to convey out of this is exactly that. It's the strength of character. It's having the ability to make a choice and do what it is you want to do, whatever it might be. Whatever it is you do, you should absolutely be proud of the skill and the commitment and the desire that you have for it, because it's yours. Own it. Own it, it's yours. Social media is really dangerous. And it's such an unfortunate thing, because actually social media is so powerful that it has so many positives in terms of information resource, sharing, connections, having information available to you that you just would never have. It quite literally is at your fingertips, and if people use it correctly, the intelligence that they can gain from that is quite frankly amazing. However, there is a huge negative trait that comes out of it as a result. There is always a negative to a positive. There's always a positive to a negative. It's a battering, basically. You've got one end or the other. That end of story. People don't have the right to judge. People don't have the right to judge anybody. Yet they use the social media platform to do exactly that. And it's unfortunate, and you call them keyboard warriors. They make an active choice to search people out, to say really quite awful things to people. Why would they do that? I don't like to assume. You should never assume anything. There's an acronym for assuming, which I won't say now, but it will. It's basically make an ass out of you and me, and that's basically what it is. But you have to make an assumption that those people that are choosing to make those comments really have, unfortunately, no self-worth of themselves. So as much as I can sit here and say, yes, I've got no regard and I've got no like for anybody who's a keyboard warrior or a troll, actually I've got to have some empathy and sympathy for them, because there must be something dreadful going on in their own lives that they feel like they have to take out some kind of anger and have a vile tirade against someone else that they don't know. But there are people who put posts up, and for no reason, they just want to put posts up of themselves. Just crack on, put your post up. But then they go and receive these vile comments from these trolls, keyboard warriors, whatever, and it's so unfair. And you get some people that will then have a go at them, and they'll start an argument with them, and then that person responds. That person's responding because actually that's what they want. I respond, and it's normally when my friends have received a message from a troll, and they'll message me and they go, look what I've just received. I'm like, don't respond. Leave it with me, don't respond. And I end up responding in a very nice way, and offering up nothing but positivity and giving them almost a lesson in what it takes to be this kind of person or having this kind of drive as to do whatever it is that they choose to do. I almost then go and give them a bit of a chat around psychology, to which I then normally get friends rolling their eyes out, they're laughing at me. But I just think, well, you know, if I can give them a flavour in a different thought process, in a response, instead of having the tirade of abuse back, because actually that's what they want. There is a jealousy, there is an envy that's going on that makes them do that, and it's such an unfortunate thing. And I think if we were to, you know, I go right back to source now. I think about any of the topics that potentially this campaign is covering. If we go back to the source of children and young adults, and actually within schools have teachings around positive mindset and strength of character and resilience and courage. And courage comes out that, you know, I've got a strong belief that people will say that I'm courageous, I've got so much courage. But actually what I'm doing is I'm bearing my vulnerability. So actually courage is actually the outturn of my vulnerability. So when you stand on stage, practically half naked in a bikini, we are at our most vulnerable point because we are practically naked in front of 7, 10, 13 judges and 500 people watching us, and it's on social media. Like a boxer, you get in a ring, there's just you and your opponent, and you can't see everybody else around you. The vulnerability that's there then comes across as being very courageous. And I think if we were able to teach the source, which is basically the children and the teenagers and the young adults, exactly that, and empower them to feel what they want to feel, know that whatever it is they're feeling isn't wrong, and if they need support, that they can get the support. If they were surrounded by or had the ability and the opportunity to meet people that, real people, and this is what this campaign is going to do, you know, I'm a real person, I've gone through my life, you know, I struggled at school, I did very well, but I was bullied. I've been through my disastrous relationships. I studied hard, I worked hard, I got my degrees, I ended up as a director. Yeah, I ended up in a domestic violent relationship, and I've achieved all this, and I've had my cancer. If they meet these real people that have got these stories to tell, that can actually sit there and go, I know how it feels. And then go, because I felt it, because of this, and actually back up that story instead of a fantastic teacher who's been greatly educated, who has been slightly coveted in life, who hasn't quite got, not necessarily the social skills, I'm not saying that in any shape or form. Life experience, absolutely, is having that life experience.
Excuse me, do you mind? I'm only human if that's alright. I'm wearing perfections for everybody to see. Everybody a white